Welcome back to the Todd Durkin Impact Show, the podcast dedicated to lighting you up with inspiration, motivating you to be better in all areas of your life, and igniting action inside of you so that you can ultimately create more impact in this world that so desperately needs you. On every Impact Show, we dive into mindset, health set, leadership, and something personal so that I can coach you to be the very best version of yourself. With that, it's time to dive into today's Impact Show episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Todd Durkin Impact Show. This is Todd Durkin, and welcome back to the show. We have a lot of first-time and new-time listeners. I want to welcome you all to the show. This is a podcast that's designed to motivate and inspire your heart and soul like no other. And I want to say thank you. We're in the month of June. And if any of you have any questions, we love questions. Please connect with us. Text me. I said text me. 619-304-2216. That's right. Test it out. 619-304-2216 is our community text number. That is my phone number. So text it up. Any questions you have, comments, if you like the show, please always on Apple, on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating, write us a review. It helps the Impact Show grow like cray-cray. And we love you all. So thank you very much. Also, some of you are not receiving my emails. What? So if you are not receiving emails, please hop over to todddurkin.com, todddurkin.com. Make sure you're opted in. We have the Dose of Durkin going out every week. We got some great content every darn week going out that I write. And I would love to make sure that you're receiving those emails. So just go to todddurkin.com, opt in there as well. And man, I always love to hear from you and how you're doing and how we can best serve you as always. You know, today, guys, is going to be a really special episode and interview. I'm going to talk about a couple different things. Number one, I'm going to have an interview in just a moment with a man, Jeremy Gritton, who's going to blow your doors off. Now, this is a guy who I have known for many years now. I've coached him for many years, but even I did not know the depths of what Jeremy had been through, and the complete transformation he has made. You're going to hear a short interview on that. And then afterwards, I want to just talk about the mindset of burnout. Yeah, burnout. Anyone burn out there? Hopefully not. But if you are, I want to help you. If you're not, I want to prevent you from ever burning out, because it seems like sometimes we're so close to petering out or dying. It's the summer, it's June. And I want to make sure that you are on fire and ready to go. So today, I have an account that's one of the most amazing stories you're ever going to hear. And seriously, I mean this. This is someone I've mentored in my coaching program for a long time. But sometimes you don't even know how bad things can be. Sometimes you're coaching someone and you just don't know the complete full story. And this one's going to resonate with some of you today. I think in some way it's going to hit home. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's someone that you know. And this guy here was one step away from giving up on his business, like literally giving up on his business and throwing in a towel. And he actually had an offer on his business because he was so burnt out from his business, and he had someone leave his business, and he was shot. And he decided he was going to sell it. And the next thing you know, he said, I'm going to give it one more shot. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go to Montana, the Montana retreat that we had last November of 2024. And what I didn't know, that he showed up completely broken and broke. Yep. Jeremy Gritton had showed up, and he maxed out his credit cards to show up. It was his last hurrah. He was getting out of the business, getting out of the industry. He was done and was completely burnt out, but he decided to be in the room. There was a tug on his heart. I call it sometimes a God wink, but there was something that he said, I need to be in the room, and he showed up. And once he showed up, the hardest part is being in the room. He showed up, and he met a guy named Justin Roethlinshofer. Justin was one of my speakers last year at the retreat. And then he met Travis Barnes. And Travis, my business partner at Impact X Performance, and Justin, they all went deep in talking and discussing and just life and business and relationships and everything that goes with it. And Jeremy decided to get some coaching and intense coaching, personally and professionally, of like what he could do with us to get to the next level. And the next thing you know, Jeremy, just a few months after that November 2024 retreat going into 2025, he got his energy back. He got his passion back. He renewed his purpose. He got his love back for what he does and why he does it. Heck, he got his life back. And I couldn't be more proud to share this interview today. It's amazing sometimes as a coach, I don't know everyone's story. I share on the podcast all the time, or I'm doing coaching in my mastermind group, and I just don't hear these stories all the time, and they happen. But when I heard this story from Travis Barnes recently, as he was coaching Jeremy, and Jeremy's in the mastermind group, I was like, man, oh man, Jeremy, can you share this story? Because let me tell you what, if you're ever this low, know that it's not over until it's over. And if you're not low today, awesome. Let's keep it that way. But let's also stave against the deleterious side effects of what could be leading to burnout. We don't even want to flirt with burnout. So this is an amazing testament to strength, fortitude, faith, resiliency, and honestly, just the power of being in the room. So with that being said, when it's all wrapped up, I'm going to come back with a mindset tip on what we can make sure we do to continue operating at our highest and best self. But without further ado, let's go out to Peachtree City, Georgia right now with my man, Jeremy Gritton. Hey, before we get started, are you crushing it on paper, but you're crumbling on the inside? Or perhaps you're not crushing it on paper and you're still crumbling on the inside. Maybe you built a business that makes some money, but is draining your time, energy, passion, and maybe even your purpose, and maybe even in your health as well. If that's you, I'm inviting you to something very, very special that I'm doing here upcoming June 10th. Yeah, June 10th, 10 o'clock on the left coast, 1 o'clock on the right coast. That's right, 10 a.m. on the West Coast and 1 o'clock on the East Coast, June 10th. The webinar that I'm hosting for free is called Reverse Your Burnout: How Solopreneurs Can Rebuild Their Business and Life. If that's you and you're on the brink of burnout, don't burn out. Be on the webinar. I'm going to walk you through the 5-step system that I use with high-performing entrepreneurs just like you to help them reclaim their time, simplify their business, and finally start leading like a CEO again. I'll show you how to stop being the bottleneck, create more space, and actually enjoy the life that your business was supposed to give you. It's free, completely free. It's fast, and it might just save you your business and even your sanity. Spots are limited, so grab your free registration at the link below in the show notes, or just text me on my cell number. Yeah, here's my cell number. Ready? Text me here, 619-304-2216. Please be on my text community list. It's 619-304-2216. That is me. I will send you the link myself. Just text me webinar. Text me the word webinar, and I am going to text you the Zoom link for the webinar. Again, the number is 619-304-2216. Let's reverse that burnout and build the business and the life that you were born to lead. Now, let's get started with the Impact Show right now. Welcome back to the show, and I am fired up. I got my man, Jeremy Gritton, on today. We're going to do a highlight, a feature on Jeremy's business down in Peachtree City, Georgia, Gritton Training System. And let me tell you what, Jeremy and I have known each other, I don't know, for a long time now. We go back, it seems like close to a decade. But Jeremy's in our coaching program. He's someone that we've worked closely with, not just through the mastermind. He was in Montana last year at the retreat. And then obviously, most recently in our Gym Owners Profit Coaching Program. And Jeremy's done an amazing job and had an awesome turnaround. I wanted to highlight his business to show all of our coaches, trainers, entrepreneurs out there of what is possible on that. So Jeremy, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Todd, man. I'm so fired up to be here. I can't hardly stand it.
Man, I hear that Georgia accent, baby. Let's go.
That's actually from Kentucky. That's where I'm from originally. So even down here, I sound funny.
It's Kentucky. Well, man, congratulations first off on everything you're doing. It's awesome to see the success that you're having.
Thank you, Todd. Yeah, it's been quite the journey to get to this point, and God's been working in my life in a lot of different ways, and so I'm really excited to share this with at least one person that needs to hear it. So I can't wait.
I know you're going to speak life into that. And, I say congratulations. You've been working closely with Travis Barnes on the team and coaching on a weekly basis here for a couple months. And the turnaround that we could talk about here toward the end is awesome. But give us the backstory. Give us the backstory of bring us up to snuff with where you're at now and how the heck did you get to where you're at now?
Okay, so I'll go back about a year.
Good.
And about a year ago, had an injury here at the gym, dropped a plate on my foot, basically shattered one of my toes, lots of damage, lots of issues there. Coaching from a chair, as you know, is not ideal for us fire-breathing dragons.
100%. Find a way, though. You find a way.
That's right. And we were finding a way. And to be perfectly transparent, the business was struggling. I had been off doing a strength and conditioning job at a local high school and just pouring into those youth lives, but it impacted the business, right? And so, I'm going through this and I'm figuring out how to make it work. And it was leading to a lot of other issues, just stress and a lot of things going on in my life. And you announced the Whitefish, Montana retreat. And at the time, I had literally drained every penny I had in my small retirement, my savings to keep the doors open. And I had just lost my main coach. She was like my right-hand girl. She had actually gone to a competitor nearby. She needed more opportunity. I didn't have it for her. And I was really sick. And when I say sick, I mean sick, like losing weight rapidly, couldn't keep anything down. And so I had no business going anywhere or doing anything, but I felt this pull on my heart to be in Montana. And, I was popping ibuprofen like M&Ms to be able to enjoy my kids' lives and the football games and Friday night.
Yep.
And so I was in a valley. I was in a real dark place, and just that light, that you always talk about, man, that light was flickering, Todd. And it was almost extinguished. I mean, am I going to go this way or am I going to leave the industry after 17 years of being on a mission? But something was ringing in my head, and it was that saying of yours, be in the room.
Be in the room.
And so literally the Lord blessed me to get me there. I had people that shared their home with me, as you know, out at the homestead, that beautiful place, right?
That's right.
Right. And
I got that homestead.
Yeah. And they opened their home to me, and the rest I put on credit. And I said, you know what? I got to be here. And I thought I was going to be inspired by you and, of course, all those other amazing fit pros and to learn about IXP. And all that happened, right? Like at every retreat I've ever been to of yours, I was already motivated and inspired. But here's the first domino. The first thing that started this transformation was a dude on a panel speaking named Justin Rothlenschoffer.
Yep.
And I'm like, I never heard of this guy. I mean, he's different, right? And then he did the chapel service the next morning, and holy cow, man, it was like the Holy Spirit was coming through that dude. I mean, people were on the edge of their seats about ready to start speaking in tongues, right? But here's what happened is he talked about his book. He gave away a couple copies. I picked up one. I got home. Todd, I read that book in one night. I wasn't sleeping anyways, right? I was stressed and, just not doing well. And there was a passage in there, Todd, that stuck to my ribs. And I'm going to paraphrase it the best I can. And it was basically this. The most selfish person, I'm going to try not to get emotional, man, because this moved me.
Speak it.
He said, the most selfish person there is the person who gives and gives and gives and gives, and they give away the final piece of their puzzle. Because then what happens is the people that they care for and were caring for are now having to care for them, and they can no longer do their mission. And brother, that's where I was at. Right? He was telling my story, and And that led me to sign up with his program and the Own It coaching program. And again, I had no business doing that. I didn't have the finances for that, but man, like the Lord was leading me to that. It was like, he got me to Montana. He got me there with you and Travis and all those amazing people, but he wanted me to be there and meet Justin.
Yep.
And so I signed up with Justin, and that was the first domino, right? Was teaching me about self-care, right? Teaching me how to, you got to take care of yourself. If you're on this mission, you're not going to be able to do the mission anymore if there's no more you and there's no more light, right?
That's right.
And that was it, right? That light was almost out. And what transpired was amazing. It, to reclaim my own life and my own energy. And I started sharing it publicly with our clients, right? Like, here's what I'm doing. And I tell people that, it saved my life.
Did your clients know how bad it was?
They did not know until January. So I didn't share with them when I was in the depths of everything.
And that was a retreat was in November.
Yeah.
I give you kudos before you move on with the story, just because you were in the room. And by finding a way to be in the room when you had no business being in the room because you didn't have any money, you found yourself in the room. And then Justin happened to be there because Justin was a late add to our program.
Oh, wow.
He had a conflict with something and he's like, I got to be there. And he was there. And here's the story, right?
I didn't know that.
In the room. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that. He hadn't shared that with me. We did an interview recently with him, and he didn't share that. But yeah, I mean, such a how God was moving and working in all these different ways. And I shared this with you one time, Todd, probably 4 or 5 years ago at one of your retreats. Was like, man, I feel like God's called me to something more, something greater than I'm doing right now. And what is that? I don't know what that is. But now I do. Right now I do. And so, I signed up, I was at your retreat in November. It was on my birthday. I was actually out there on my birthday.
I remember.
Yep. And, I'm like lightheaded and I'm dizzy and it was just crazy. But, fact of the matter is it was where I needed to be. I signed up with Justin and I started taking more self-care and taking care of myself. And then at that point in January, I felt ready to share that publicly with my following. And it was amazing because I was so vulnerable and honest. And of course I was getting better. It's part of why I felt more confident to share. It started inspiring people. And it was like that light started flickering again inside of me and people could feel it, right? I think you call it energia. That energia was coming back.
Yes.
Right?
Energy.
People started picking up on that. And it was right around end of January. I'd been talking to Travis, about IXP, and we were, exploring that a little bit. And he told me about the webinar you were doing, the TNT profit coaching.
That's right.
And so I jumped on the call, and again, I didn't have the finances for that, but I said, you know what? If it's what I'm supposed to do, God's going to find a way. And so I put it on credit. I signed up, paid in full, and dude, we're going to talk about transformation, Todd Durkin. I'm telling you, stuff has happened in the last 2.5 months that has not happened in 17 and a half years of business.
Like what?
So I will share this. We had talked about this goal card.
There you go.
I shared this on one of the last calls. It was something that in Montana, I wrote down. You had asked us to write down some goals. So I really clearly wrote down out in Montana a goal for the business and then a goal for my health and my own life. And
good.
I laminated it and I put it in my pocket. And so every time I slide my hand in my pocket, it triggers, right, that reconnection of that goal and what I'm striving toward, as opposed to writing it down on a journal and putting it on my nightstand and seeing it once a day. I was feeling it, like the emotion of it every single day.
Yep, absolutely.
Right, so what that led to is Travis being able to share clearly with Travis, which first of all, I'll just give Travis Barnes a shout out, man. That dude is as authentic and as real as they come.
Preach.
Gosh, he is over delivered.
I always say is Travis cares as much about your business as you do.
It's unbelievable.
And I don't ever want to say he cares more about a business, but he really genuinely cares about everyone he works with. His coaching is awesome. Like,
yeah, it's like I can't wait to share with him what's happened, because like he gets almost as excited as I do, and it's
right. He genuinely does. I know.
It's unbelievable. So back to your original question, like what has happened, right? So, one of his sayings to me was something that really helped me change my perspective, which was small hinges swing big doors.
That's right.
Because I was always trying to hit a home run, right? I was always trying to get that big thing, and so we just kept tweaking stuff, right? And of course, some of it was behind the scenes, right? The systems and the procedures and putting some stuff in place. And so I just slowly started working on that. But I did the work, right? I mean, whatever it took, I was doing the work. And about 5 weeks into it, our first full month, after 17 and a half years, we had a record month. Second month, we had another record month. We're at the 23rd of May, and we doubled our previous record month. Like, unbelievable, right?
Let's go.
Unbelievable. Yeah. To, record month, double what we did as a record month.
Why do you think that is?
So I was actually just meeting with somebody, a former coach that stopped by, and she was asking me the same question. And I told her, I said, I think it was a lot of things. I said, I think number one, my fire was lit again. And right, people feel that, right? What kind of energy you're putting out there. So that's one. I attribute a lot of it to being in the Todd Durkin group and having Travis Barnes as my coach and being able to tweak those little things that add up to big stuff. Like, are we truly over delivering for our clients? Because, we did a lot of great things, but we were missing some stuff. And so it was that. And then he really challenged me to share what I was going through in our own version. Right. So we built a program. We call it the Optimization Thrive Elite Program. And so we actually have partnered with the Own It coaching team and we're coaching people, man, at the highest level for what I believe is like true transformation. So it's like what Justin's company did for me. It's like what you and Travis are doing for me. And now I'm doing it for other people.
That's impact right there.
That's impact. That's impact.
That is impact. And when you share with your clients and you've built a heck of a community, and like this month here, as we record in the month of May, as people listen in June, how did your community help? Because I've been such a huge believer in community. You talked about the Todd Durkin Mastermind community and what we're doing coaching, but in your community, in GTS, obviously they've been a huge part of your life for many, many, many years, but now you almost like leaned in on them more than ever, right? Like you took energy from them because you always pour out. But how did they help you move from burnout to breakthrough?
I would say, man, that's a good question, Todd. I've thought a little bit about it, but I would say that, those people hung with me. Like we went through a lot of changes, and, it was obvious that there was some struggles going on, whether I shared it or not, right? They know. But man, some of those people have been with me 15, 16 years, and they could have went somewhere else.
Yeah.
But they hung around, and, I'm talking to my wife about, we had for rent signs in the front door, and, we were like, hey, we're just looking for somebody in the evening time. But if somebody offered me to take over the space, I was out. And, but man, those people, they rallied around us, Todd, and they hung with us and they supported us. And anytime we did something special or, they were the first to sign up. Some of these people that have been here for a decade and a half. And that was part of it. Like the inspiration to keep going. Cause my wife, Brandy, God bless her soul, right? She stood by my side through all of this. Was like, those people, Jeremy, are going to be devastated if GTS is no longer there.
Yeah.
And I had never thought about it like that, but she was right, because we had, I'd trained them. I'd trained a lot of their kids and helped them get into college and play sports in college and impacted their lives. And sometimes we undervalue the impact, right? that we make in their lives. And it's like, oh, we're just helping people work out and get stronger. But man, it's so much deeper than that.
So much deeper. So much deeper. Well, hats off to Brandy for supporting you through all this, because I think all of us, men and women, need someone. I always say everyone needs a guy or needs a girl, needs someone to believe in us. And sometimes even more than we believe in ourselves. Because even those with the most utmost confidence, there are times in life where you go through this period where you just don't know. And you start mentally questioning, should I keep going? Am I built for this? Do I want to do this? Is it time for a pivot? Is it time for a change? Like all the things that the more people I work with in their 40s and 50s, the more people I realize go through this period of time, and it might be months, it might be years. And I share about it in True Strength. About this, but here you're talking about Brandy, who was supporting you through a difficult time. And if it wasn't for her, well, maybe you would have made a mistake that ultimately you would have regretted for a little while before opening up your next venture. You did something else after you got your life back. And it makes me think for you, Jeremy, is when you think about this transformation, I always say, you're only as good as you are. You're only as good as you are, like you. And you got your energy back. And therefore, once you got your energy back and you can get the coaching that was necessary and take action on that, then you can make the transformation that's necessary. So when you're going through burnout, many times, like we're tired, we're exhausted, we can't focus. We don't do the little things that might be necessary, or we're just missing the pizzazz that's necessary, like it used to be, quote, used to be on that. So I give you credit for persevering and persisting and having Brandy by your side, and you showing up, to a retreat in Montana that ultimately, you being in the room, led you to Justin, led you to getting revived from the retreat, and then making these decisions with the optimization, and then, with Travis's help, and everything that you've done. And ultimately, you took action, and look, you're now doubling your business, which is huge.
Crazy. Crazy. Unbelievable blessing.
What advice would you give for, I'll even just say a fit pro or a life coach or an entrepreneur who's where you were, and maybe they're struggling, maybe they're burnt out, maybe they're not burnt out, but they're doing a lot of soul searching for, what's next. And this was just you, 5 months ago, right? Like this was you in the middle of it. What advice would you give? Are there 1, 2, or 3 things that you'd say, hey, if you're going through this now, here's what I'd recommend?
Absolutely. Yeah. First and foremost is I would say that we're best equipped to help the person that we once were.
That's right.
And so whatever they're going through, right, that's God preparing them for their comebacks, that then they can share that with the person who's battling that same thing. So I would start with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then first I would say is surround yourself with people that are at the next level. Hire a coach, listen to podcasts, dive into a book. And at the end of the day, there's something special about being in the room with other people that are battling and going through the same things, right? We feel like we're alone all the time. So I would say that person that's listening to this, like, you don't have to be alone. You might feel like you're alone, but you don't have to be, right? There's lots of other people that want to help, that will care. Like Travis cares about my businesses almost as much as his, right? And there are good people in our industry and in every industry that if you just raise your hand and say, man, I'm struggling, I need some help. And there's strength in doing that. It is not shame, and it's not something you should be, you should be proud of yourself for saying, I do need help. So I would encourage someone who's maybe at that crossroads, raise your hand and say, I need help. And that person that you follow, that you believe in, ask for their assistance. And man, you'd be amazed at how much people will give when they know your heart and they know the mission and the impact you're trying to make.
So good, Jeremy. So good. Great wisdom, great advice. And while I would say I'm sorry you had to go through it, I'm not sorry that you had to go through it, because now where you're at is even a better place that you couldn't have imagined, let's just say 7, 8, 9 months ago when you were burnt and looking at the alternative. So I heard God is preparing you wherever you're at right now in your walk. God's preparing you. So keep going. I heard surround yourself with inspiring people who can lift you up in the toughest of times. I heard be in the room. I heard take care of you first, because that's what you did. And I heard get support. Get support. You said coaching, get support, get coaching. You said Brandy earlier. I want to come back to Brandy because every one of us needs someone strong in our life, in our personal lives as well. And without Brandy, you could have had coaching, you could add this and that, but it wouldn't be the same that if your better half didn't, late at night when you can't sleep and you're losing weight and you're like, God, what's God got me? What does he want me to give this up and go to something else? You had the support. You heard the words from someone you love, and obviously she loves you, give you the support that you needed. So get support. Such great advice on that, Jeremy. Man, Jeremy, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best place that they can track you down, Jeremy?
Yep. So they can look me up on Instagram, and it's just at Jeremy Gritton. I'll share my email. If someone that says, you know what, dude, I'd love to talk to you, just somebody to talk to. My email is jeremy@grittonstraining.com. And anybody listening, feel free to reach out to me that way. And man, I will help in any way that I can. If nothing else, it's just be an encourager and be someone to bounce something off of if you're struggling.
Well, it's great to have you in our community. I always say, find people who have been there, done that, and still doing it.
Yeah.
It's you, right?
Still in it.
It's been there, done that, but been there, done that, and still doing it. And that's Jeremy Gritton, because you've been there, you've done it, and you're not only still doing it, you're doing it better than ever before, doubled your business. Hats off to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you going to be in Montana this November?
I'm going to be there, baby.
Listen,
I'm going to be there.
I need to get you up on stage to share this, because think about that. In November, it would be just a year ago, and what a difference a year can make. Heck, you've made a change in a matter of mere months, but I can't wait to have you in Montana. I say be in the room, guys. Be in the room in Montana. Reach out to Jeremy, reach out to us in any way we can help you. But I love hearing this story, Jeremy. This is an amazing story. If any of you are ever in the Atlanta, Georgia area, you're in Peachtree City, you're going by the 85, hop off the interstate, go see Jeremy Gritton. Trust me, it's going to be worth your while. So, Jeremy, any final words? Anything I didn't ask you that I should have?
I would just say, Todd, I want to affirm what you do. And because I knew, you shared within true strength. You're at a crossroads, right? Is it time for me to do something else, right? The pain I'm in my back, like crazy. So I just want to affirm for you, how much I personally appreciate you staying in the fight and being able to inspire those of us that need or needed you. And so I just, God is doing mighty things with you, Todd. And because of that allows so many of us to make bigger impacts in our community. So just want to tell you, I've always thought of you as a mentor, even though we haven't done a ton of stuff like this one-on-one, but I've learned from you. I've been inspired by you. So God bless you, brother, and thank you.
Jeremy, thank you for those words. It's never easy when you're going through the fight to share that publicly like you did with your clients, right? And Travis said, no, Jeremy, you've got to share this. And you're like, no, I can't share this. They're going to think less of me, or they're not going to think that I'm the man that they think I am. I'm getting emotional because that's what I had told Travis over a decade ago, to share his story. And I hear now Travis telling you to share your story, and you share your story. And by you sharing your story, I can only imagine how your community rallied around you because they love you, and all the years that you've served them, unlike anyone, how you served them and how they rallied, and now your business is thriving again, and you're just doing such amazing things. So thank you for sharing your heart and soul. You're a great man. I can't wait to just give you a big old bear hug in Montana in November. But most importantly, congratulations. Please give a hug to your wife for keeping you in the game. You in the game, brother. Peachtree City, Georgia, Atlanta area is a much better place because you're in the game, Jeremy. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it, and I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Man, oh man, Jeremy Gritton, what an amazing job that was. Thank you for all of those great words. Two things, folks. Number one, be in Montana. That's all I have to say is be in Montana at our retreat. It's coming up this November. It's not too early to get on the interest list right now. Just go to toddurkin.com/2025 retreat. toddurkin.com/2025 retreat. Get on that interest list and let me help you help yourself. So that's going to be November 13th to the 16th, Whitefish, Montana. It doesn't get any better than that. And as Jeremy Gritton just shared on today's show, you got to be in the room. What a great turnaround that was. Additionally, if you want to learn more about our gym owner profit coaching program that Travis Barnes and I personally guide you with, simply just text me right now the word profit. Again, that number is 619-304-2216. The number is 619-304-2216. And we'll help you with the roadmap that's necessary to get you an additional $100,000 in revenue in 6 months with zero ads. We believe in it so confidently that this program is at zero risk. No risk on your investment, guaranteed. Yeah, guaranteed that you'll generate more than your investment, or we'll keep working with you until you do. Once again, just text me the word profit at 619-304-2216, and I'll personally get back to you to see if your gym qualifies. I'll see you on the other side. Woo-hoo! Man, I hope you're fired up today, because let me tell you what, if that portion of the interview did not fire you up and inspire you about what is possible, I don't know what will. Check your pulse. But I loved that interview. I want to go into the mindset portion now, because today I want to talk about burnout. Burnout forces you to do some crazy things. Can I get an amen? Anybody? Anyone ever been burnt out or close to burnout? I know I shared about burnout a bunch in my book called True Strength, and how true strength actually, it became a blessing because of all my physical ailments several years ago, and how when you're physically hurting and you're in pain, that can lead to some mental anguish and challenge and that. And it doesn't mean you need to sell your business or not. Selling your business could be a great thing, and it could allow you to really do some other things with your life, or it could really stack up for that next step in life. But burnout, like Jeremy talked about, he almost lost his business and his life, and he didn't know what was next. And that's the sad part, when you don't know what's next. So I've got a few questions that I like to coach you through here today. And be honest with yourself, be real with yourself, because the purpose of this episode today is for me to coach you to make sure that you don't teeter on the same spots that Jeremy Gritton did. And fortunately, we got him through this time, and he's thriving now. You heard it. He's absolutely doubling month upon month and all that stuff. But do you ever feel any of the following things? You ever feel like no energy? And when I say don't feel energy, I'm talking about consistently. I know there's days when you don't feel your best. I know there's days when the forces are not with you, or you're just not feeling your best. I get that. But consistently no energy, or you're frustrated with your job, or a situation at your job that's been lasting weeks or months, heck, sometimes even longer. Or maybe you're frustrated with your finances. Maybe you've been working your tail off and you're not seeing any gain financially, and you're like, man, is it all worth it? Maybe you're just not seeing the progress that you desire, and you're wondering, how can I break through the ceiling? How can I get to the other side? Because I truly believed at this point I'd be doing X amount more on that. Maybe you are stuck, or you're stalled, you're frustrated. Maybe you can't even think clearly because you're so tired, you're so exhausted, or even burnt out that you can't think clearly. Anyone? Has anyone ever felt that way, or you're feeling that way today? I want to make sure here, as you're listening in, that if there's any anxiousness that you're experiencing, any anxiety that you may be experiencing, that we can eradicate that today. if you can just take a deep breath with me, please, right now, as I'm speaking with you right now and speaking life into you right now, please, right now, as you breathe in really deep, knowing and affirming yourself that it's all going to be okay as you go through this journey here. Maybe sometimes you lose a key teammate or an employee or person and you're ready to throw in the towel. Not today. Not today. Not today's not your day you do that. Has it ever happened to you where you feel like doing that and you're like, no, not today? You hear this just at the right time and you never even heard of this Impact Show podcast and this Todd Durkin dude before. And you're like, how did I stumble across this? That's because someone forwarded it to me and I'm burnt out. I'm stalled. I'm stuck. I'm ready to just cash it all in. Or maybe you just need a break and you've been exhausted because you've been going hard for the last 6 months. We're almost at the half point time of 2025 as you listen into this as it comes out. But wherever you're at, I want to make sure that we don't let burnout burn us to the ground and burn us out. So my friends, today, I have 7 ways to help you overcome burnout so you don't ever face it. You don't get to the point where Jeremy Gritton is and you're one step away. You throw a Hail Mary and you say, I'm going to go to Montana retreat. And we have another one coming up in November, 2025, back in Whitefish. It'll be as powerful as ever and then some. And please come. You don't need to be burnt out to come. That's for darn sure. But if you are, you better be there or bring someone that is. So I've got 7 ways and I'm going to rapid fire them. And then you can write them down in your notes to your phone. You can listen to it again. But number 1, I want to give you permission to give yourself a break. It's June. You've been going hard. Give yourself permission to take a break. I'm not sure why, but even myself in the past have needed permission to take a break. Like you need this badge to take a break. Take a break. I call it mellow yellow time. Now, June, July, August, you want to make sure that you take a break. It doesn't mean that you have to take the foot off the exhaust for, off the pedal for 90 days. No, but give yourself a break. Number 2, eliminate the overwhelm. Eliminate the overwhelm. Have you ever felt overwhelmed? Are you experiencing that now in any way? One of the things that Jeremy talked about, and I've talked about before, and Jeremy was talking about something that Travis Barnes said to him, is that small hinges swing big doors. Have you heard that before? Small hinges swing big doors. What that means is this. You don't have to always be doing big things. Sometimes the mundane is the process of where you need to be right now, and keep showing up and doing the small things. Keep doing the things that sometimes don't even feel like they're moving the needle, but they're moving the needle. Small hinges swing big doors. Consistently over time, months become quarters, quarters become years, years become decades, and decades become lifetimes. Lifetimes become legacies and generations. And today, my call for you here in the summer of 2025 as we get rolling is eliminate the overwhelm. Are there some things you need to eliminate in your life? Are there some things that you need to possibly just reduce in your life? Only you can answer them, but when you think about it and you take some time out and think about the overwhelm, where is the overwhelm coming from? And I give you permission today, please, to eliminate that. None of us want to be overwhelmed. We want to be focused on the things that are going to be most meaningful in our lives, personally and professionally. Number 3, how about considering your own optimization program? Jeremy talked about in today's episode optimization. And I know we're doing that at Impact X Performance in our locations nationwide. We're offering more and more optimization. What does that mean? What does optimization mean? And how do you optimize your cellular level so that we can operate at a higher being and a higher self physically, physiologically, psychologically? How can you optimize your own health? All I can share with you is this. Get your blood work. Get your blood work. I just got mine done again 2 weeks ago as I record this, and I just got the results back. And I want to make sure that I stay on top of my own optimization, like I'm imploring each and every one of you, is to do this 2 or 3 times a year, not your annual checkup. That's okay, but I'm asking you to be different, to be even better than the majority of the people or the average person out there. Average person don't even do that. But see what your blood work says. Check your biomarkers. I had over 100 biomarkers done on my last check. Why? Because I want to know everything. I want to know every aspect of my health and well-being and not stick my head in the sand and think, man, I hope I'm healthy. I hope I'm good. And I don't know that there's 13 markers that are a certain parameter that I need to supplement in to make sure that I can get up into the green zone so I can reduce that, because the bottom line is this: we don't want any markers that aren't functioning optimally. And we want to see what's good and what's not good. And we want to make sure that we're supplementing based on the actual objective scientific blood work that you can have done in your optimization program. So consider your own optimization program. And whether you do that through us, you do that through your naturopathic doctor, your allopathic doctor, just be quarterbacking your own health on that. And I say optimization because I'm talking on a regular basis. So reach out if you have questions on that. I'd be more than happy to pass on like what I'm doing specifically, what we're doing at IXP, to make sure that you can do everything possible to get your energy where you can replenish on that also. Number 4 is your nighttime routine. Your nighttime routine. Sleep. Can we all get some better sleep, please? Anyone want or need better sleep? 4 or 5 hours a night ain't going to do the trick. So we need to make sure we optimize that. Sleep is going to be a huge aspect of our overall physical recovery. I talk about it a lot in Get Your Mind Right, the book Get Your Mind Right. I talk about it in True Strength on it. And I even talk about it in my latest book, all on coaching greatness, because when we come to the physical aspect of training and the recovery aspect, sleep is really, really important. So dial that nighttime routine in, because nighttime routine will set you up for your sleep, right? That what you do for 2-3 hours is going to help you on that. And the overwhelm, I asked you number 2, to eliminate the overwhelm. The less overwhelmed you are, it's going to help you with your nighttime routine, which in turn is going to help your sleep as well. So number 4, dial in that nighttime routine. Number 5, don't slack on the workouts. Can I get an amen? Anyone right now? Give me a little amen. That's what I'm talking about. Get it in. Man, I'm so fired up this week as I record this. I'm getting ready to go to Chicago, Chi-Town, where you at? And listen, like what's important is we're going to be getting some great workouts in. And at the Perform Better shows, we're going to have a couple hundred trainers in these talks in Chicago and Providence, Rhode Island, and Long Beach, California. I'm going to be in Nova Scotia, Canada. We're going to be in Washington, D.C. and Baltimore this summer. Like a lot of different places. And I'm going to implore each and every one of you I have the opportunity to work with is get your workouts in. And if I don't have the opportunity to work with you specifically individually, then please, wherever you are around the country, around this world, we got 35 countries listening in. Please take a snap picture right now. Boop, take a snapshot, a picture of yourself working out. Post it over on the IG, tag me, let me know that you're working out and taking great care of yourself. Because if you're not getting your workouts and you're not getting in, you can't get your mind right. So you got to physically get your body right to get your mind right. You get your mind right to get your body right. And they're going to work hand in hand. Get your body right, get your mind right, get your mind right, get your body right. Don't slack on the workouts. Oh, it's the summer, Todd. It don't matter. This is a time to amp it up. Get your workouts in. Number 6, and this is a shout out to my man, Jeremy Gritton. Be in the room. Be in the room. And don't ever, ever give up. Do not give up. Do not freaking give up. Can you feel me? That's it. I'm imploring you. That's not an option. What's an option is to share it with me or share it with someone else, to share what's going on and say, man, I'm on the brink of disaster. I'm on the brink of going out and I'm completely shot. I got it. I understand. We've all been there, but be in the room. And I don't know if that room is in Perform Better. I don't know if it's at a talk. I don't know if it's at the retreat in Montana in November. I just know this. When you're in the right room with the right people, then the right stuff happens. When you're in the right room with the right people, the right stuff happens. But you got to show up and be in that right room. So right now, if you're like, man, I don't know if I'm I don't know if I got the right people around me. I don't know if I could think that way right now. I'm too shot to even show up. No, you're not. No, you're not. Show up. Because when you do that and you're in the room, number 6, number 7 happens. Whoo, take a deep breath. And number 7 is, that's when you awaken your dreams. You awaken your dreams. Or shall I say you reawaken your dreams? Because when you're burnt out, it's really hard to dream because you're so in the now, because you're in your head all the time and you don't even know, like, man, dreams, I'm just trying to survive. And you're just in major survival mode. You're not even in stability mode. You're survival mode, then stability mode, then success mode, and then significance mode. There's 4 different modes, 4 different S's. You got survival, stability, success, and significance. Which mode are you in? And I ask you that, which mode are you in? Because if you're in survival mode, you can certainly not reawaken your dreams when you're trying to survive. You're trying to dodge bullets. You got your eyes moving left and right. You're just trying to get some sleep. You're trying to get through the day, and that's all you do. I want to get to the point where we can reawaken our dreams. When you're in that right room in number 6, number 7, you reawaken your dreams. Well, how do you do that, Todd? Well, that's where you really focus on you and your personal growth. You get reading again. Read a page a day. Maybe 10 pages a day, but you start reading inspirational material, not your IG scroll, not your Facebook feed. I'm talking about inspirational material, things that are going to get in your heart and your soul. It could be faith-based. It could be physically based on your health and your mindset. It could be on financial and something that inspires you to do a great thing because of where you're going. It could be listening to podcasts like this. And maybe you go back through your top 10 all-time favorite TD Impact Show podcast episodes, or you have a couple other of your favorite podcasts that you listen to. Fantastic. Let it come in 2, 3, 4 hours, possibly a day, to get your mind right, to reawaken your dreams. And I can't encourage you enough. Please, between now and the end of the year, just one live event. Just go. I don't know if it's Perform Better. I don't know if it's the Montana retreat. I'd love for you to be in Montana, Whitefish, Montana, November 13th to the 16th. Be there. Magic will happen, but be there and commit to it. Find a way. Jeremy Gritton shared it, man, and I'm not telling you to do this, but he put everything on a credit card. Like, I got to be there. I'm not saying do that, but do that. Like, find a way to be in the room, whatever room that is for you. Is live events are going to reawaken your soul. They're reawakening your soul. And when your soul is singing, you can dream again. When you dream again, you have these other 6 factors into play, and you're like, you're giving yourself a break. You're eliminating overwhelm. You're focused on what you can do to focus on the right things. And you get your optimization going physiologically so that you're doing all the right things with your nutrition, your supplementation, all those aspects when it comes to your different biohacks that you may be doing. You get your sleep dialed in, and you're working out, or you're moving again. Now all of a sudden you're like, I got me back. But you can't get you back if you're in survival or stability mode. We got to get you in success and significance mode. And that just might take a month or 2 or 3, but you got to show up, and we got to reawaken those dreams. Recently, my friends, I shared this on a call with my mastermind group. These are the people I coach, not just, once a week here on the podcast. These are folks I'm coaching on a regular basis. And I asked them some questions. I asked them 10 questions specifically. And one of those questions was the starting question of, what's the end game? What's the end game? And I asked that question today to you because if you don't know the end game, then how are you supposed to get there? Right? So knowing that question, in coaching you today, what I'd say is this: what are you going to do in the next 30, 60, or even 90 days for you? If you're listening to this, it's June, July, and August. What are you going to do for you personally this summer, the summer of 2025? And when I say you, it could be your family, your kids, right? I'm really fortunate right now. I got all 3 kids home. I am treasuring the time with my son, Luke and Brady and McKenna, all home right now. But what can you do in the next 30, 60, or 90 days for you and your family? Be a little selfish, or so I say selfless. Like, whatever it is, like, man, I want you to take care of you this summer as well. Number 2, what do you commit to doing? What do you commit to doing? Like, what's the difference, Todd? You said, what can you do in the next 30 days? What can you do? What do you commit to doing? Well, you ever hear the 3 frogs in a log? 3 frogs in a log. One decides he commits that he's going to jump off. Yeah. Well, guess what? He committed to it, but did he do it? We don't know. There's still three frogs on the log. He committed to it, but he didn't do it. What I really want to know in that third one is, what the heck are you going to do? What is the action step today that you're going to do for you personally and professionally? What is it? I want to know it. I really want to know it. I mean, DM me, let me know. Email me, hit me up through my website, the Todd Durkin. Let me know what you're going to do in the next 9 days. And I don't know, you might be like, hey, I'm going to Montana in November. Good, I'll see you there. But guess what? I need something before Montana, because I'd love to see you in Montana, but that's more than 3 months away. That's November of 25. I'm talking this month of June, July, or August. What is the action step you commit to doing? I gave you 7 different things that you could do. Choose one of those 7, or choose something that's going to give you that life to do it. So my 3 coaching questions is, what are you going to do in the next 30, 60, or 90 days for you personally and professionally? 2, what's the commitment you're making? And 3, write down the specific exacting action step that you are going to take, and when are you going to take it? I want to know it, because when I know it and you share it, you're more likely to do it. My friends, I don't want you to suffer those side effects of burnout, because I know what it can do. I know it can cost you a lot. It can cost you a relationship. It can cost you a marriage. It can cost you your own physical health. It can cost you your mindset, your heart set, your soul set, your health set, everything. It can cost you everything, and I don't want that to be you. And I want to thank Jeremy Gritton for sharing from his heart today, because here's a brother who I've known for, again, a decade, as Jeremy shared, and I didn't know. I didn't know when he showed up to my retreat how bad he was. I didn't know that he scrubbed nickels together to figure out a way to get to that place, and somehow it was his last-ditch effort. I call that a God wink. A God wink, when God somehow just, you hear the right message at the right time, or you read the right email at the right time, or see the right social media posts at the right time. You're like, man, I'm being nudged. And this nudge is a sign that I need to do this for me, or my business, or my marriage, or my family, whatever it may be. So I want to simply say this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up and listening to today's episode. I value every second that you spend with me, and your words, your time is like oxygen for my soul. The fact that you have invested this much time in listening to today's show, I hope you got a little value. If you can help me by helping others, simply by forwarding today's message to someone who you think might find value in the opportunity to double your business, triple your business, is to get even more energy. It doesn't mean you need to be burnt out to receive this message. What it really means is, man, how do I optimize my own health, mindset, fitness, so that I can be my best self and not burn out? Because you don't want to teeter on that brink of burnout. So I say thank you. I say thank you for forwarding this over to someone that you know is going to get great value, just like yourself. I can't wait to see you, hopefully this summer at some point around the country, heck, around the world, because I got international travel coming up as well. As always, I commit to you. I don't just commit as a 3 frog sitting on a log. I will do a podcast every darn week and make sure that you have great motivation and inspiration coming into your inbox, into your ears every single week. So until next time, remember, train hard, eat right, live inspired, and go create impact today. God bless y'all. Peace.